Okay.
All right, we're recording. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of tell everybody just a little bit about myself and kind of where my journey started. So I grew up in a small town. Like Sam said, we grew up together, and my family always ate really healthy. We were really active, um, and for a long time, I could get away with eating whatever I wanted because I was so active. I played sports and all kinds of things. And then as soon as I went to college, like most people, I stopped being so active and I started drinking. Really, I mean, that's like the everything, you start drinking and eating later, and the food's not super awesome wherever you live, whether it's the dorms or, I lived in a sorority and it was like fast food, finger food kind of. I mean, it was just crappy food basically. And so I gained like 20 pounds my freshman year of college. And I really didn't notice. I mean, I'd kind of like given up, I guess. It didn't really affect me until I came home after my first year of college. And my mom was like, "Oh, you kind of got a belly." And I was like, "Oh, well, okay, so now I need to lose weight." So of course I did what everybody does, is I didn't eat very much and I exercised a ton and I lost the weight. But when I went back in the fall, I gained it all back plus more. So I kind of did that whole roller coaster where I'd gain weight during the school year, lose it during the summer, and then I just gain more each year. So by my senior year of college, I was the heaviest I had ever been. And uh, and then I did it again. Like I basically went anorexic and I didn't eat. It was an emotional anorexia because I had broken up with one of my serious boyfriend at the time, and I lost a ton of weight. And I was pretty decent at keeping it off just because I didn't eat very much for a really long time. And then I started eating again and gained it all back again. And then I moved in with Sam and we did it. We kept doing that. That was like our thing. We'd like try to find the cheapest, healthiest food in quotation marks that we could, like the lean frozen dinners at Safeway or whatever, where we were shopping. And, I had gone to school for exercise science. So I was literally taking classes in how to be a healthy person, and I couldn't even live that way. So it really wasn't until I was 20, 25 that I really got my shit together. And it was actually my boyfriend had a health scare. He had high blood pressure and he was 25 too. And like, what 25-year-old has high blood pressure? And we were both active. And so at that point, we kind of changed our mindset to like trying to eat clean, trying to, exercise and make it a lifestyle change because it had to be at that point. And it was easier to do it together. And so that was in 2010. And I actually started, consistently working out with Insanity and P90X. So my fitness journey and my health journey started with Beachbody, and then I kind of left it by the wayside. I thought about doing Beachbody coaching in 2011 when I got my personal training certification and decided I wanted to work at a gym. And so that's kind of where, I got into the fitness industry and I got my personal training certification. I got a job at a gym and I loved it. It was awesome. I was helping people. I was, teaching them what I had learned myself. And then the people that I worked with, they didn't live how they were telling other people to live. And that was kind of really hard for me to, I tried to be a really good role model for my clients and people coming to the gym and the members, but everybody that surrounded me in a gym, they ate like crap. They, drank all the time. They didn't exercise. Like I literally worked with people who were personal trainers that didn't exercise. I was the weird one for exercising and eating clean. I don't seriously try to wrap your mind around that. Like I was the weirdo for doing what I was trying to tell people to how to live their life. And so that I worked at this gym for 3 years and it kind of like weighed me down. Like you are the you become the people that you're around the most. So like when you're around people who aren't exercising, who aren't eating right, and then are giving you crap for doing it, like how does that motivate you to, keep doing it? And, as I continued working at this place, and being this, person who was trying to be a great role model for my clients, I was technically my own boss, but they didn't like how I was running my business. They didn't like the fact that I was coming from a place of helping people, and, in my experience throughout working at the gym, I really found that people really didn't come to do personal training to have me count reps and tell them what exercises to do. Like, they came because I was their support system. I was somebody to talk to. And, I became like that pillar in their life where if they needed something, they knew they could come to me. And they, personal training sessions to get that. And so it got to the point where I was trying to communicate this to the people that the gym, it's like, well, this is kind of not a great atmosphere for people to have like intimate conversations about, the struggles that they're having with their health journey. And they were just like, sell more training, count more reps. It was kind of like the vibe I was getting from them. And so it made me not want to go to work. Even though I loved what I did, I hated where I did it, honestly. And I loved the people. And a lot of the people that I, they were my clients, they are doing Beachbody. I mean, I seriously have people that stopped going to the gym because I left when I left my job. I'll kind of get to that. But they're doing Beachbody because it wasn't the gym that was, having them be accountable. It was the support system. Okay, so I kind of went on a tangent there, sorry. So let's, fast forward 3 years. I was kind of getting frustrated. I had another serious life change. My boyfriend and I of 10 years broke up, and that was really hard. It was something that had to happen because we had just grown apart, basically. But it was still really hard because he was my best friend. And sorry, I'm not gonna cry. But so I moved home with my parents about 2 months ago, and I just thought, you know what? I am going to take my favorite part of training, and I'm gonna, do Beachbody coaching. So I had talked to Sam about doing coaching, like, I don't know, almost a year ago. I mean, I guess it was in the summer, maybe September, and it just wasn't the right time for me. But so, fast forward to now, and 2 months ago, I decided, I'm just going to go for it. Being somebody's support system, helping them through their journey, teaching them how to make lifestyle changes was my favorite part of the job, and not necessarily, building the programs and counting reps and like being the timer, but it was the relationships and the conversations that was my favorite part of the job. So, okay. So, and I kind of want to talk about, I know a lot of people are struggling with the money objection thing, and I just want to come from a place where, the price of a challenge pack is about comparable to 3 personal training sessions. It's like three 1-hour personal training sessions is what it would cost someone to buy a challenge pack. I mean, it's about the same thing. So, when you are trying to sell and talk to people, and they're kind of giving you the money objection thing, just keep that in mind. They are getting so much more for their money when it comes to buying a Beachbody program than I could give somebody in 3 sessions. I mean, just being totally honest with you, it's really hard to get somebody to where they want to go in 3 sessions. And you can give them so much more value with a challenge pack than, for their money. It's really an awesome thing. And they get this Shakeology, and there's a money back guarantee. Like, as a personal trainer, I couldn't give a money back guarantee. Like, I was trading my time for money. And so just something to think about when you're, you get those money objections. And so, and a couple other things, like, that's my story, and I'm so glad that Beachbody came into my life when it did, because I really needed it. And the personal development has been awesome, because I was going through some, a tough time, and working on myself was what I needed. And, being at a gym, you don't get that. They don't care. They just want you to sell more training and make more money for them. And so being a part of a business that wants you to be their best, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Being around people who are constantly trying to improve themselves is a really great environment to be around, and it makes you want to come to work every day. Like, I lost that passion of wanting to go to work because the people that I was around, they didn't care about their health. They didn't care about being a role model for people. Being a part of this team in the last 2 months is more inspiring than working at a gym for 3 years. And I mean, it's amazing. And some business advice that I could give you is treat your business like it's your health journey. Some days we have really shitty days on our health journeys, and you don't want to do it and you don't feel like it, but you know that you need to eat clean and exercise consistently to get the results that you want. So doing the 3 vital behaviors consistently is like eating clean and exercising when it comes to seeing your fitness results. I mean, that's all I can say when it comes to that. And also coming from, experience of, 6 months ago, being a Beachbody coach wasn't right for me, but now it is. When you're talking to people about joining your team or being a challenger and buying a challenge pack, they're going to come to you when they're ready, because you can't make somebody decide to go on their health journey, because they won't stick to it. When they are ready, they will come to you, and it's going to be the best for you and for them. Everybody is going to get the best situation out of the whole deal when they're ready. So consistently do, do your personal development and be a product of the product. When I was working at a gym, like, I know that I would pay somebody to train me if they didn't look like they worked out themselves. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if they weren't being a product of a healthy lifestyle, how can you tell me what to do? It's like the whole do what I say, not what I do. That doesn't work with people when it comes to their lives and health and fitness. Like, nobody wants to believe somebody who doesn't do it themselves. So, well, that's all I had, but does anybody have any questions?
Well, I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I'll just say that was awesome. Your nuggets about, like, being a product of the product and about how it being the right timing for everybody is, like, spot on. We had talked this summer, and Liz was the first person I'd ever gotten on the phone with about talking about coaching, because I knew she would be so good at it. And we were talking, at the time we were going to do a podcast together, but in my head I was like, okay, well, so Liz is doing, personal training at this gym, and I've got this online presence. We're both trying to build our online presence. And I was like, well, like, is this going to be really mutual? Like, how many people are we going to be able to reach? And I was like, she's just got to be a coach. And so we got on the phone, and it wasn't the right time. And I was like, I understood. I didn't push her into anything. And it was just that one conversation. And then I supported her in what she wanted to do. I supported her in, whatever she was reaching for next. And then the timing just became right. So if there's people that you're talking to, whether it's challenge packs or whether it's coaching, it all comes down to timing. And so when we're getting told no over and over and over again, because we all do, it can be very taxing, and it can be very hard emotionally when I literally, just so you guys know, I posted about my challenge group and I shared it on my personal page. I didn't get a single like on it. And you know what? It happens. Like, sometimes it's just not the right timing for people. You know, people go into different seasons, but I'm still sending out my invites. I'm still talking to people about it and offering my free help, even if they can't afford it, because most of those people, I ask them if I can follow up. I give them the free meal plan from the 5-day clean eating challenge, and they always say yes about the follow-up, and I continue to follow up. I keep a list and I keep my word, and like 90% of those people say yes eventually, because like Liz was saying, you have to have the support. You have to. And when you are continually being a product of the product and sharing it on your page and building that trust in them, at some point the timing is going to become right for them, and they're going to be like, I can't take this anymore. I have to have her help. So that's why, like, we constantly need to be being a product of the product and sharing what we're doing and making that presence known, because otherwise, how are they going to trust you? Like Liz said, I see this at the gym all the time, these trainers that like, maybe I don't know their history and maybe they're just starting their personal journey, but I think to myself, especially if Liz was saying 3 personal training sessions would be about the cost of the challenge pack. There's no way, you know, like but if you're sharing that you are on your journey and you are getting there, they're going to have so much trust in you, because they're going to see from where you started and to where you are now. And they're going to know that this is the program that you used. And they're going to be like, I want to do what she's doing. I want her help. If you already are where you want to be, like me, like I didn't have an amazing transformation or anything, but I just continue to share my workouts. I continue to share what I'm doing and what my struggles are, so that I can help inspire somebody to be better than they were yesterday, even though I don't have that amazing transformation. So wherever you fit into that, just continue to share what you're doing, continue doing the personal development so that you can handle those no's, because we all get no's. But remember that it's just planting seeds, and remember, we're here to help people. So even if they say no forever, and it sometimes happens, you can at least say that you tried.
And in this business, like, it is so, am I muted? Okay. And this business is so important about building relationships, like building the trust, building the relationship. Building a relationship takes time to build that solid foundation of trust and, you know, respect for somebody. I worked at this gym for 3 years, and I, you know, had amazing clients. And I'm seriously not joking with you that 90% of them quit the gym, and I'm either, I'm doing Beachbody challenges, or like I'm still writing programs for them. But, you know, like it took a long time to build those relationships. So by you posting consistently, you know, sending out your hey girls and you know, keeping in contact with people, you're building those relationships, and you're going to be the first person they think of when they are ready to start their journey, or when they're ready to buy that challenge pack. Like, when you build the relationships, if you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you get to building programs for people?
Well, it came with because I'm a personal trainer, I've been, you know, developing programs for people. That was, you know, what I went to school with. I have my bachelor's in exercise science and my personal training certification. So that was the majority of my job, was, you know, making programs so people could meet their goals, and then I was training them a couple times a week.
Okay. Okay.
And who is that on the phone, by the way? I don't recognize the phone number.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lauren. I actually just signed on last week, I believe, as a coach.
Welcome.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
We like questions, so I'm glad you asked. Thank you for being brave enough to ask questions. But Liz, when you're talking to people, usually, like, even if they're just your clients and you're building programs, you still talk to them about Shakeology too, right?
Absolutely. Shakeology is actually the reason why I joined Beachbody, because it's awesome. I'm in a holistic health coach program right now, and I'm not even joking. All of the ingredients that are in Shakeology, we have been learning about how to incorporate them into your diet, because they are all like so awesome. I don't even know what to say. That's why I joined, because, I know how to work out, and I've been working out, and I have I go to the gym. I teach fitness classes at the gym in Grangeville. And so Shakeology was the main reason why I joined Beachbody. And then I just fell in love with the challenge groups, because that's what I really loved doing. But, I've actually sold more just straight up Shakeology HD, I think, than I have challenge packs.
That's amazing, because that's not easy to do. Most people want the challenge pack. So.
And, never like count people out. When I started doing this, I seriously sold Shakeology to a girl that I was in sorority with in college. And I never, ever in my wildest dreams would have thought she would have, I wasn't even on her radar. I never even thought, I haven't talked to her in years. And she contacted me, was like, hey, I see what you're doing. Tell me about Shakeology. And then today her mom's going to sign up to do Shakeology as well. So, you never know where people are coming from. You never know who's watching. So it's so important to be consistent, because people you don't even think of that are watching you post, they are you're on their radar, and you might not even know it. So just keep doing what you're doing. I know it can be frustrating, and trust me, I have been there, and I have those days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, none of my posts, it's like, oh, your post got seen by 4 people. You're like, really? That is horrible. But just keep doing it, because it's like your fitness journey. Seriously, think of how fit your business is. You know what it takes to, to get healthy, and how hard you have to work out, and how hard you have to work at eating clean. Put that same mentality into building your business, because you will, you just have that right mentality of you have to put the hard work in, or you're not going to get the results.
Amen,
So,
sister.
I have to say another plug for Shakeology. I had a challenger post in our challenge group today that she went and got some blood work done, and her cholesterol is the lowest that it's ever been, and she knows it's because of Shakeology, which I was so freaking excited to hear that.
It's seriously awesome. I actually, before I even signed up to do Beachbody or get on Shakeology, because I was like, it's too expensive. Money objection. It's too expensive. I was saying that, right? Okay. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll buy some of the ingredients online. So I think I bought a greens powder, which had the spirulina and the chlorella in it. I bought a reishi mushroom powder, and I bought a raw cacao powder. And for 30 days, that cost me $60 for just those 3 ingredients, $60. So I think in that commercial with Tony Horton, he says there's like $700 of ingredients in Shakeology that you're getting. And I'm learning about these ingredients. There's nothing else on the market. I've done my research like this. People are going to have so much. There's immune booster benefits. It's out of this world. I can't say enough about Shakeology and how awesome it is. So
2 things, Liz. The passion you just had behind what you just said, you should make a video. And Aubrey, I hope you shared that on your page if your client doesn't mind, because that is so awesome. And it's the truth. You guys might not know this, but when I signed up as a coach, Ashley had to buy my challenge pack for me. Not gonna lie, because I didn't have the money. And she knew that this was the right thing for me. Not saying you should buy people challenge packs, but you will have people that will have that objection. I probably could have afforded $160 to buy the challenge pack, but she was just, she had the faith, and like, yeah, you will get people to have the objections to the price, but truly, like, we know the value, and if we are portraying that value, and when we're talking to people, they will see it. And one other thing that I have found that was like totally new to me is the Anita Myron script that I posted, where she breaks down the price as far as when you purchase the challenge pack. Yes, you're paying $160, but $140 of that is going to be a meal replacement. So, you know, they can counter that into like how much they're paying every day for lunch, things like that. So if you point that out, it can really give people better perspective on what they're actually getting, and how it can, you know, it's going to counterbalance because it is a meal replacement.
Just tell them to include it into their monthly food budget. Like, don't think of it as a supplement or like, you know, some quick fix. Like, it's got to be in their food budget, because it is. I use it as a meal replacement. I hate eating breakfast. I still do, so I just have Shakeology. But it's a meal replacement, absolutely.
Well, does anybody else have any questions? I don't know if Liz, if you wanted to add anything else.
Not that I can think of.
Well, if nobody else has anything, Liz, you were amazing. I loved it. Thank you so much for sharing everything. And thank you guys for getting on the call. Becca, did you have a question?
I just have a silly question. Which one of you ladies have tried the vegan strawberry Shakeology?
I have.
Me too.
Is it good? You like it as much?
I
as
like
the
it better than
chocolate?
the chocolate, honestly.
Okay.
I don't like it as much as chocolate, so there you go.
I know.
I'm not a chocolate person, though, but I like chocolate better. It's weird.
I love the strawberry vegan. I think it's just fabulous.
Okay.
I just got it and I can't stand it. I switched from chocolate and now I want my chocolate back.
Becca, I can send you one of my packets. How about that?
Sounds good.
Remind me, though, because I tend to forget
You're
things.
busy.
Yeah. I'm a hot mess.
The strawberry vegan's really good with the almond milk.
That's what I use.
I use almond milk with mine, and blueberries. I put blueberries in it, frozen blueberries. It's so good.
Maybe that's my problem.
Has anyone tried that recipe on the blog where it's like with the watermelon in it?
No.
Mm-mm.
I love watermelon.
That sounds interesting, though.
Okay. Yes, I saw it on the Team Beachbody blog, and it was, I guess you add, like, I think a cup of watermelon to the whole mix and just use water instead of almond milk, and it's supposed to be really good. But I haven't tried it yet.
That does sound amazing. There's a ton of recipes. So if you guys do find a recipe, make like a little graphic of your own instead of sharing the blog post. Try the recipe out and take a nice little picture. Use a app that you can add like the name of the recipe and do your own, because it will get more views. I've noticed a lot of times on Facebook, if I share a link, nobody likes it because it's not showing up on people's news feeds, because Facebook is smarter than me and it knows that it's not something that I created myself. Create everything yourself if you can.
Unless you share from your business page. I noticed I get a lot more engagement when I share like from my business page to my personal page.
True. So tips, just little nuggets. All right. Anything else from anybody?
Liz, give your mom a squeeze for me. I love her.
She loves Shakeology too. She's like, she's all about it. I don't know. My mom's hooked. She's
Mom
gonna
on
start selling it.
My mom on it since she's running marathons left and
Oh
right.
yeah.
My mom just got done with Boston, Liz.
How'd she do? I saw that post.
She's supposed she a foot surgery next month. She's been putting it off, so the physical therapist wrapped it before she took the flight, and she ran like, I think she did 5 hours, which is not bad. 5 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Pretty good.
She usually gets like 3 or 4, so
There's no
with a bum foot.
with a bum foot, I know. That's crazy.
All right. Well, we're going to get kicked off. So Thank you guys again. And
guys.
thank you, Liz, for talking. And we'll see you guys on the board.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Bye.